Hello there, world. How are you all doing? Ready to continue our little adventure? I hope so. So, we'll start off with a quick recap. So, I was just faffing around with the audio there. In the last episode, our thief, Harah Smith, and let me make sure that we are on the right thing. Okay, but our thief, Harah Smith, was kind of recruited by the innkeeper of her favourite bar since she's arrived in town to go and negotiate for the return of his son. And in the run up to that, she kind of turned up at the clock tower. She spotted this suspicious looking guy, and he clocked her. And then they got into a wee altercation. He kind of ran off round the corner, and she managed to follow him with reasonable ease. But then another bigger guy turned up behind them, and she ran up the side of the building. Actually, I think we'll put them on this building. She ran up the side of the building, and he followed, and they had a wee sword battle in which she managed to stab him several times in all of the internal organs. Let's set up a little hourglass here as well, just so we can try and keep within our commitment of 30 odd minutes for the thing. Yeah, so she managed to defeat him, but the two guards over here spotted the altercation and shouting, "Hey, get over here!" Now, originally we said that's probably where the scene ends, but it's probably not where the scene ends because this is still kind of one congruent scene. So what we should do is try and escape from these guards. But as you can see, this should be reasonably easy for her because she is on the roofs and they are on the ground now. So in order to do this, we're probably going to run over here. So kind of down around here onto this building, and then kind of then we're probably going to be able to kind of get away off over here, maybe over here, and then off we go, right? Whilst they're kind of chasing us on foot. One thing to bear in mind is that this building somehow, for some reason, is just kind of like a roof, which is a bit odd. I'm kind of going to count this as a full building and not just a roof. And this is that's probably also a full building. It's just for some reason it's only tracking as a roof. So they're kind of here. She's here, and she's gonna run, and hopefully this will be fine. I mean, she is a thief, and she has acrobatics ticked. Now, if we remember, we're using the hardcore mode rules, so her skills. You just get kind of like trained in it. You're either trained in a skill or you're not trained in a skill. So it's +2 for the level, for proficiency bonus, and then plus whatever the modifier is. And she is. This is probably athletics, where she's got both athletics and acrobatics. She's just kind of like jumping and running. Not really. Got her hood up, jumping, running away. That's kind of a plan here. So, I think that we'll give an easy roll. So. Because I mean the walls, the roofs even are kind of like sloped. So I mean, it's raining. So we'll say it's a a 12 plus to make a nice easy getaway. Fortunately, at this level, I think we've just trained. This should all be fine. So we will acrobatics, athletics. Check her athletics. I mean, she is a thief, right? She's a rogue. So for me, that feels like this is something that she should just be good at. Target's 12. I'm going to let her roll advantage. Okay, 18. She jumps over this roof, slides down this ceiling, kind of water spraying behind her, jumps on this roof, and can kind of easily clamber over onto this roof. These guys are gonna kind of keep on running over here, shouting, "You there! Stop! This is in the name of a guard, stop, or else we'll be forced to shoot you with our bows." As she kind of like disappears past this set of buildings. This thug is probably gonna run up and try and get his mate who's on the roof. So let's put him at the 11 foot. He kind of clambers on here to get his mate. She will continue. Shall she continue down this way? It feels like it's probably best. And then she can kind of like this will take her over here, and then she can run off this way. Okay, that's what she's going to do. So she's going to follow this roof down. And because, again, it doesn't... At this point, she's running, but she made that roll earlier. So she's going to keep on going. And these guys over here are going to kind of like run around here. I expect they'll probably get tired and bored of chasing her. I mean, there's no investment in them chasing her right now. So she kind of clambers along this roof. This looks like a kind of a flat roof. And she gets onto this flat part here. And we'll give her another roll at this point, just to see if she's keeping her balance and staying on the roofs. So we'll say it's advantage again. 16. It's a hit. She runs along this roof, goes to this side of the roof, and then kind of like totters down over here. And that, as she kind of heads off into the crowd, ends that scene. So we need to go back to our scenes over here, solo 5E. And I'm going to need the keyboard for this because it's very hard to type when you don't have a keyboard in front of you. This is kind of a big difference when using the computer over using the other thing, just for plain paper. So Harah has escaped from the band, from thieves. Well, we don't know that they're thieves. From the attackers and the guard, and is now making her way back to the fight, back to the clock tower, with her hood up. I guess we should ask a couple of questions at this point, right? Have the two fine young gentlemen, the two fine young cannibals, maybe they are cannibals, have they informed their bosses that the incident has happened, right? Have the brutes informed their bosses of the incident? To chat. Oh, it's It's an unexpected random event. PC negative. Spy. Hope. Hope's a weird one on a PC negative, but okay, so yes, they've informed. Do I got a thing here? Question mark. Yes, they've informed their bosses, and Hope. I mean, Hope could be a name, right? And also a spy named Hope who works for who do they work for? A hostile faction. I think we've got a thingy for factions, don't we? Legends, civilizations, domiciles. Oh, we don't have one for factions. We don't have one for factions. That's annoying. How about gods, objects, scavenge, noble houses, powers? No, I think that means physical powers, not factional powers. What do we think will be good? I don't think any of these are good. So instead, let's roll on motivations. Yeah, let's roll on motivations. 14, danger. 52, investment. A hostile faction that has invested in a dangerous endeavor in Anvil. Okay, so is the faction nobles? Let's have a check. I think unknown. I think this is an unsure roll. Oh, also this should probably have gone up. Is the faction noble? A noble. Yes. Okay. So, yes. And now, the bonus here is you've got a thingy for a noble house. 97. Weak. Okay. 26. Enemies. Okay. So the faction is weak and has many enemies. And so is willing to take big risks in order to improve their position with the other houses and guilds. That sounds good. That sounds like something that a noble house will be doing. We'll call it House Pewter. So this spy has now... So, like, I think this spy has spotted the altercation and is thinking that maybe there's something that she can get involved with here that'll help out her employers, right? So she's probably like a member of a thing, right? The spy. Did I say what she was named? Hope. Yeah, I did. Spy named Hope. Let's capitalize and bold. Okay. Cool. So is the spy? I think it's is the spy following Harah? Are you following Harah? I think it's likely, right? But she could always have like gone somewhere else. I think it's very likely. The chat. Oh, still is okay. Yes, if it was just likely, I think it might have missed. Likely on a 7. Oh no, that would still have been a success on, well, a yes on a faction, a factor of 7. Now we've also not rolled. Yes, okay. So let's also now roll for this scene, right? Harah has escaped from the attackers and the guard, and is now on her way back to the clock tower with her hood up, to initiate the deal. Hoping, well, because if you think about it, the guy who was behind her won't have seen her face, and the guy who was in front of her is at best, hopefully, unconscious. So won't be at the encounter. So let's see if that's happened. Scene alterations to chat. 6. Oh dear. Interrupt event. That's going to be exciting. NPC action. Okay. Attract. Okay. Masses. Okay. So an NPC action has attracted the masses. So I'm guessing that the head of the guard. So instead, right? So this is an interrupt scene, which ruins everything. Interrupt scene. Chaos 7. The marshal of the guard has what have they done? Has called a quorum, has formed is gathered a crowd for a large announcement. Should it be the Marshal of the Guard? Maybe the Mayor is calling. No, the Marshal of the Guard has gathered a crowd for a large announcement. Okay. Yeah, and Harah arrives. I don't know the Marshal of the Guard. I think it'll be the Mayor. The Mayor of Anvil has gathered a crowd for a large announcement, and Harah arrives amongst the hustle and the bustle. Right, okay, so one thing I think we should do is probably, if we go to the tunes playlist, not Galactic Slumber, not Hope and Memory, let's go to... You really shouldn't play around with your thingies when the whatchamacallit's going on. Should you? No, you shouldn't. But we do. We do nonetheless. Tabletop RPG music. Atmosphere. Rustic? No. Suspense? Themes? Tavern? Location? Nah. I've already got location imported anyway. So import tavern. Yeah. And let's go to atmosphere and import rustic. We'll get in rustic. Import rustic. Okay. Close that. We don't need you anymore. Okay. Oh, that might be a good one. Welcome to Ravnisa. Do we think that sounds like a place? We don't need the Age of Wonder anymore. Oh, that's a lot louder than the previous one. You can probably turn it down a bit. Probably turn it down a bit more. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more? Turn it up a little bit. This invariably is going to cause no end of problems for my audio settings because I'm using a different audio channel. You might not even be able to hear the audio now that I think about it. Okay, so the mayor's having his announcement. On the plus side, this announcement will make it easier for her to get to the clock tower. On the downside, this means that there are more guards on patrol, but again, the guards didn't see her. So as she heads in, she gives one of the market store people kind of 3 silver pieces, and she kind of buys a new cloak and kind of throws her old cloak in the rubbish. So she puts on a new cloak. And, oh, thank you, dearie. And she's like, no bother, no bother. And heads towards the clock tower, this bag of gold that she's got in her pocket. So she's heading over this bag of gold. Can she see anyone looking like they might want to trade a kidnapped man? ? Right. Let's have a look. So, ref, can we see anyone who looks like they're here for a trade? 72. Yes, we can. Okay, so there's like a guy in a bright red kind of cloth outfit, and there's another guy next to him who's kind of like slightly smaller. Is the guy that we had a fight with earlier here. Who is just likely? And with a 13, he's definitely here and he's looking out for them. Okay. The guy who was behind her is here. So that's something to pay attention to, and yes. So she heads. Can she see? Well, first off, are there any other bad guys? Let's just go bad. If we just go for bad guys for now, because we don't really know anything about this group. Are there any bad guys around the area? So first of all, we'll ask this as just a question. 86. No. Okay, so it's just these two. So she doesn't spot anyone regardless, right? Because no matter what she rolls, she won't spot anybody. So she looks around and she can't see anyone. And so she heads over to this guy, and I wonder what name this will spit out. 8 as interesting. Ast. That's not pronounceable, computer. 1 A PR. How am I supposed to think about this one, right? A and a PR, so like Alex Presley. Yeah, there you go. Okay. The main guy's name is Alex Presley. Does she recognize him? Well, I think we should probably roll on her to find that out, right? Where is she? She's down here in the corner. Right. Does she recognize them? I think this would be an insight roll. Normal. 15. Okay. She doesn't recognize him. Right. Because he's kind of a keeps out of sight, keeps out of mind kind of chap. So she heads over, looks around. They look at her. I think the guy's unlikely to recognize her, so he's probably got a 15, as in the big guy. So he's got a 15 to identify her. He's got a +1 on the roll. So he needs a 14 or better, but let's see. 12, 13. No, he doesn't recognize her. She's just a reasonable sized lady who's turned up. And the guy's like, I don't see any barrels with you. Oh, no, first off, he's like, you here for the, did we give Chaparoo the name? Are you here for the brewers, kid? He goes, and clearly not very worried about the threat of police. And she's like, yeah. He goes, I don't see no barrels with you. And she's like, yeah, look, he wasn't able to give you barrels because he'll just get in too much trouble. but he has given us this. And she pulls out the bag. And he's like, this does not look like a set of barrels to me. You do understand that we mean business. And she's like, look, right, he can't give you the barrels. So take the gold, give the kid back, and everything will be fine. No one will speak any more of this, and you'll be, several hundred gold coins better off. And they look at the bag, they look at her. Let's see if she has managed to persuade them. So she has perception, stealth, survival, sleight of hand, intimidate, deception. She hasn't tried to steal any of the money, so the money is all the money that's supposed to be there. So she's just telling the truth, right? So we'll roll, I think in this situation, charisma. I think so. Well, no, it should probably be persuasion. Now, this is where life gets difficult, right? So she doesn't get the attribute bonus, and she doesn't get the so she doesn't get her attribute bonus added to this. So actually this is -1 from what it's got here, right? -1, and it's just a normal roll. 12. That doesn't feel high enough, does it? We were probably looking for a 15 for them to just be convinced, and with a 12, he's not convinced by this situation. Look, if you want to see this chap again, I tell you what, that gold gets you another night before we put him to the blade. So you give us that gold, and you go find us a barrel of the exploding stuff. What are we going to call the barrel of the exploding stuff? That's a question, eh? I should really get some random name generators just inside of this, but I don't have one. So I'll open up Chrome and I'll go to fantasy name generator. Fantasy explosives. Explosives. I don't need any of this nonsense. Type, quality, my fingers itching. That's annoying. Bombs and missile names. Oh, here we go. Oh, we need... that's a great name. Dancing Barrel Charge. We want a... wow, a Decimation Gravity Sphere. That's not what we're looking for. Yeah, we're looking for a barrel of the old Betsy, right? If you get us a barrel of the old Betsy, however you get it, you give us that gold, and you got until this time tomorrow to get it. Otherwise, we're going to go back and we're going to finish this lad off. And so she is pretty much stuck in this situation. So she kind of stands there and she groans a moment, and she's like, "Okay, right, I'll steal this barrel of." She'll steal the barrel of old Betsy. So she's decided that she'll do that, and we're almost at time. And I'm like, good job. I lost one of my best men earlier on today, so I need someone to do this kind of awkward work for me. And she's like, yeah, okay. And she goes, right, where do you want me to drop off this barrel? And he's like, I've got an old warehouse near the river dock. It's next to the I've got a generator for this one. Let's go. So again, using the Sandbox Adventure Kit, there's a generator for pub names. So 2d20 is the thingy. So first d20 roll gives us 13, the naughty, and the second d20, the naughty, the naughty bollock. Right. Warehouse next to the naughty bollock. Okay, so she's right. All right, I'll see you there. I'll get it there to you, hopefully tonight. She says, and she hands over the bag of gold, and he's like, "Good work." And she heads off, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna have to rescue this guy all on her, all on my lonesome, aren't I?" She thinks, and she kind of heads away from the scene. And is going to have to go and figure out how she's going to get this barrel. What she'll probably end up having to do is rob the tavern that's recruited her. Is probably what she's going to have to do. But with that, we will wrap up this session. So you just about managed to keep it inside the 30 minutes. And we will do some more soon. So thank you for your time. I hope you had a little bit of fun or a little bit of relaxation, and talk soon. Bye-bye. So long. Farewell.